And our ball game will be getting underway very shortly. We're going to have a fine crowd here today despite the threatening weather as the fans watch this first duel for first place. As the Yankees and White Sox are in a virtual tie, the Yankees percentage-wise have the edge. They've won 10 of their 15 games, while the White Sox have played 2 more games. They've won 1 more and lost 1 more. They're 11-6. So this is a pivotal game as far as first place at this early stage in the season is concerned. Here are the starting lineups. For the White Sox, Luis Aparicio leads off. He's the shortstop. Nellie Fox playing second base. Minnie Minoso in left field. Ted Kluszewski first base. Sherm Lollar catching. Billy Goodman at third. Al Smith is in right field. Jim Landis in center. And Billy Pierce pitching. Pierce, for this season, has a 2-1 record. He has, of course, not faced the Yankees this year. Billy's lifetime record against the Yankees is 23 wins and 33 defeats. He's had a lot of decisions in his career against New York. Lifetime, Billy Pierce has a fine record. He's won 167 games and has lost 137. So it'll be Pierce and Sherm Lollar for the White Sox. For the Yankees, Tony Kubek at short. Gil McDougald at third base. Mickey Mantle in center. Roger Maris in right. Bill Skowron, first base. Elston Howard catching. Ken Hunt, left field. Bobby Richardson at second base. And Art Ditmar, making his first start of the season today, has a record of 1-0, picking up that victory in relief. A good lifetime record against the White Sox. He's 12-5. Lifetime career-wise, he is 56 and 58 in his Major League career. The Yankees have taken the field, and now our national anthem. Stengel and Al Lopez, far from strangers. Lopez was a catcher under manager Stengel in his Brooklyn days. Have a few parting words, pleasant ones, of course, at home plate as the umpires move to their respective positions. The White Sox in their new uniforms, new in the sense that on the back of the uniform is the name of the player as well as the player's number. So Luis Aparicio leads off, and Ditmar's first pitch is low and outside for ball 1. Ditmar, as we mentioned, making his first start of the season, had a rather difficult spring, didn't seem to be able to get on track, and hopes that he may be getting back on the trail today. Low and away, ball 2. Defensively, it's McDougald at third. At short, Tony Kubek. At second, Bobby Richardson. At first, Bill Skowron. Ken Hunt in left. In center, Mickey Mantle. In right field, Roger Maris. The 2-0 pitch is a curve in for a called strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Louis, very swift of foot. The 2-1 pitch is curved, swung on, hit in the air to straightaway center field. Mantle moving back, he'll get it. Makes the catch. And there's one away. improved in the last 20 minutes. And there's a vague hint that the sun might come out. Now here's little Nellie Fox. And you don't have to tell too much about Nellie. Most valuable player in the league last year, a perennial 300 hitter. A great man to get on base. And now the sun has come out. Low and away, ball one. Red Barber is going to take over here in just a moment on the play-by-play for you. 1 ball and no strikes. All right, Red, let's see what happens here now as this next pitch comes into Fox, who fouls it off into the Yankee dugout. 1 ball and 1 strike count.
Their last 3 games. The Yankees have won their last 4. Sox have won 9 out of their last 11. Pitch low inside. Fox ran up one and then had to skip rope. 2 balls, 1 strike. Ditmar is lifetime 12-5 over Chicago. That's his work both with Kansas City and with New York. Fox is playing his 687th straight game. And that is by far a record for the most consecutive games in the league for a second baseman. The old mark set by Eddie Collins was 477. So Fox has bettered it now by 210, counting today's game. Amazing record. He takes a strike, and it is 3-2. Ditmar gave him a curve over. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Ditmar delivers, and Nelson swings as a trickle ball back to the mound. Ditmar fields it, throws over to first, and Fox is out. Ditmar to Skowron. That was a high throw, but the most reached up, pulled it down. So 2 up, 2 down. No score, of course. And here's Minnie Minoso back for his second pitch with Chicago. Minoso hitting .299. At plate, open stance, right-hand batter. Swings at a low curve ball, took a big cut, strike 1. Outfield shades him a step into left. Ditmar taking the sign from Howard. Strike 1 pitch. Curve is hit high on top of the stands back to third base. Strike 2. Howard is catching today. Bauer is down in the dugout in uniform. He's not feeling too hurt. He's some intestinal ailment. They sent him home yesterday. Excuse him. The Sox have 1 casualty. Gene Freese, figured to be their regular third baseman, has pulled a leg so badly that they've returned him to Chicago, and he's in the hospital. 2-strike pitch is a curve low outside. Ball 1. Manager Lopez and the trainer Eddie Frolic thought that Freese would be better off on complete rest in a hospital back home than hanging around with a ball club when he can't play. He left him, he could barely walk. 1-2 pitch, swung on, grounded foul. Outside third. Count holds 1 and 2. 2 out. Nobody on. Just percentage points separate these 2 ball clubs. They're in a virtual tie as far as games won or lost concerned. The Yankees are 667 and the White Sox 647. 1-2 pitch. Change of pace. Low outside. Ball 2. The Yankees have won 10, lost 5. The Sox have won 11, lost 6. So whichever team wins today has first place. And to repeat, this is the sole action in the American League. The rain got the rest. Pitch is a curve low outside, 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. After this big one, we have a tremendous series with the Cleveland Indians. Tuesday night, that's the first night game of the year, and Wednesday and Thursday afternoons. And manager Stengel is planning to start young Bill Short in that key game Tuesday night. Fastball swung on, fouled off. Right, still 3-2. The ball, either the ball or the bat that came around after the foul tick hit Howard on the left wrist. Looks at it a little bit, but he's all right. Now he shows it to umpire Honachek. It may have been the end of the bat because Minoso spun around like a top when he didn't connect solidly. All right, 3-2. Ditmar deal. The fastball swung on and popped up. First baseman Skowron moving over to the line, now in foul ground by the coach's box, and right in the coach's box makes the catch for out number 3. So Ditmar sets the Sox down 1-2-3, and they score at the end of half an inning. Chicago nothing, the Yankees coming in.
Now let's listen to what Atlantic has to say about a really thorough lubrication.
The sound of a lubrication gun. And that's battery terminals being sprayed against corrosion. Sounds like floor mats and upholstery being swept clean. What's going on? An Atlantic Safety Service lubrication is going on. And most of the sounds you hear are extra services, bonus features from your Atlantic dealer, like emptying crammed ashtrays, for instance, or lubricating sticky door latches, or checking tires for pressure as well as cuts and bruises. It all starts with a thorough lubrication based on the latest specifications for your car, and then keeps right on going with extra bonus features. Ask for it by name. Atlantic Safety Service Lubrication.
The Yankees now get their first look at Billy Pierce, who, on the basis of his early season pitching, appears to be very much back on the beam. He's turned in 2 fine, complete games, and the report from those who have seen him work is that Billy looks much more like the Billy Pierce of a couple of seasons ago. Billy had arm trouble last year, as you'll recall. But on the basis of what he's shown in 1960, this might be a big year for Billy. He gets a quick strike over to Tony Kubek leading off. Pierce ready. The next pitch, a curveball swung on and wrapped out through center field. A base hit. Ball charged by Minoso, who comes up with it and fires into second base. It's Tony Kubek, who's hitting very sharply, and particularly hitting the ball straight up the middle, opens the ball game with a base hit. Now Gil McDougald comes to the plate as Kubek opens the ball game for the Yankees with a sharp single to center. From the stretch, Billy Pierce checks the runner at first base. The delivery is swung on, and there's a belt to deep left field. The wind is holding it up, however, and Minoso is going to be able to make the catch. As that left the bat, it looked like it might get clear out of here. 1 up and 1 out. And Mickey Mantle comes to the plate. Mantle hitting at .314.
Mickey against the Chicago left-hander. Will be hitting right-handed. Field is deep and straight away on Mickey. They're not shading him to left, so apparently Pierce is going to try and keep him from pulling. There's a curve low inside to the feet. Ball 1. Despite the unfavorable weather all morning and a forecast of rain, I mean, that was the forecast every place you looked or listened all morning. We have, I would say, a very good crowd. But had we had an ideal day, there's no telling how many people we'd have had out here for this big one. Baseball is a very uncertain business. You're dealing with human beings and weather. Pitch is a strike. He got his slider just above the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mantle at bat. Kubek has now made it 9 straight games. Is at first with a single. 1 man out, no score. Pierce checks first, pitches. Mantle takes low inside. And it is ball 2. 2 and 1. Pierce rubbing up the ball. Now slips his glove on. Takes the ball in his pitching hand, the left one. Takes the sign from his veteran receiver, Sherm Lollar. Checks first. He's in position. Delivers. And just misses outside. Ball 3. 3-1. Lopez was saying before the game that he's having a problem getting his starting pitchers straightened out. Win has been wild. Score was very good his last time out and threw hard. But the bullpen has saved Chicago. 3-1 pitch. Kubek goes and Mantle hits a bounding ball down to short. And Aparicio up for the goes to first base. Just in time, Kubek goes to third. And he makes it to late base running. On a very slow ground ball toward the hole between third and short. Aparicio charged in. And Kubek, by the way, was off with the pitcher's arm. And when the throw went over to first just in time to get Mickey, Kubek very alertly, he's been running bases well all season, he didn't hesitate. He went right around and on to third base. So there he is. So Mantle is out, short to first, and Kubek breaking with the pitch. And the slow ground ball, close play at first, went all the way around to third. That's a late running. In other words, instead of being content to second, he saw he could go for one more, and he took it. Now here is Roger Maris, hitting at .477. Time call. The catcher goes out to talk to the pitcher. Maris is leading both major leagues in hitting, a mark of .477. He has 9 hits in his last 14 official at-bats. That's a pace of .643. And even more important, he has reached first base safely 12 times in his last 16 appearances. 9 hits, 2 walks, and was hit with a pitch. Roger Maris. Takes low outside, ball 1. We have 2 men out, no score. Skowron waiting on deck. This will concentrate on this hitter, I would surmise. 2 out, Kubek at third. The pitch is swung on, a curve missed. And it is 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. He slowed up on his curveball. Maris apparently tried to slow his swing. Couldn't time it. The 1-1 pitch. Low outside, ball 2. Quinlan. 2 balls, 1 strike. Rogers swinging from the end. Pierce delivers low outside with a slider, and it is 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. Hatfield pulled around toward right. Pierce deals, and Maris takes strike 2. Sharp curve above the knees on the outside. Roger turns and looks inquiringly at plate umpire Honachek, who just looks right back at him affirmatively. All right, 3-2. 2 down, 2 back at third. The pitch is low inside across the shins for ball 4. And Maris continues his run of getting on. This gets him on base 13 times in his last 17 trips. And that's the meaning of baseball, is getting on. You can't score if you don't get on. So we have the Moose. Skowron is hitting .393. He's batted in 19. The outfield is pretty well straight away, except for center fielder Landis, who's 1 or 2 steps over toward left. Runners at first and third. Skowron cuts above a low curve ball. Strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. Howard has moved out on deck. Skowron can save him a bat. Kubek down off third. Maris off first. Pierce, a hardened veteran in this league, delivers, misses low inside to the kneecaps. Good hard. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Right fielder Al Smith is back toward the line a step. The big gap they're giving Skowron now is right center. Pitch is a change of pace, and it is hit inside third base. And here's Kubek scoring. Maris is coming into third. The throw comes into third base, and it is a double for Skowron inside third base. Lopez is walking out to talk to John Stevens. Because Stevens, when he had to call that ball, stepped across the foul line, and his first signal was in foul ground. Then he immediately turned around to indicate he was off balance and called the ball fair all the time. Lopez has gone down there now to ask him about the conflicting signs, which happened in a split second. The first thing that Stevens had to do, that ball was hit, it seemed to me, right over third base and at the umpire's feet. And he had to get out of there to keep from getting hit. And in getting out and giving his first sign, his body was leaning into foul ground. And then as soon as he could regain his balance, he pumped very strongly into fair ground. So Lopez is down there now talking to him about what would seem to be two sets of signs, but what I do not believe was anything more than the fact that he was just caught off balance as he started to give the sign. He was, first of all, getting away from that ball, which was sharply hit. So it's a double for the Moose, 20 RBIs, and the Yankees draw first blood and go ahead 1-0, and here's Elston Howard, who has batted in 8 runs in the last 4 ball games, hitting .226, batted in 15 all told. So the Moose continues to ring the bell, and they're going to walk Howard, put him on the void, fill the void at first base. A deliberate base on balls coming up to Howard. There's ball 2. Maris is at third base. Skowron, who hit himself there, is at second. Now Howard is at first, being deliberately walked. So the Yankees have got 3 on in this battle for first place with Chicago today. They've got 1 in the bank. Lead 1-0. And Ken Hunt, the young left fielder who came up late last year in September. Hunt is hitting .222. He's been doing a very good job out in left field. Takes a quick curve in for a called strike. Pierce's curveball, when he throws it hard, breaks very sharply. Outfield, step foot left. Hunt, a right-hand hitter, overly close stance. Swings at a change of pace and hits it foul on the ground over toward the visitor's dugout, which is on the third base side. No balls, 2 strikes. Man, that Skowron is a hard man to get past, isn't he? With all that strength, he just whistles that bat and the ball goes in any direction. Pitches high inside, gets off Lollar's glove for just about 10 feet, not enough to even tempt anybody to move on the bases. Of course, nobody could move if the lead runner, Maris at third, couldn't, and the ball was right in his face. He couldn't. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Yankees have picked up a run after the Sox were out in order in the first inning. Pierce trying to keep from getting severely bruised. Got 3 on, pitches, and Hunt takes it just inside to the hands, and it is ball 2. And Pierce is kicking on the call. He's down off the mound, a third of the way to home plate, talking to Honachek. And Billy is shaking his head now. Goes back to the mound. Sherm Lollar, a veteran catcher, is busy talking with Honachek, but he is not turning around. One thing that plate umpires don't like catchers to do is turn around on him. If you're going to talk to him, why, look out toward center field. Okay, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hunt steps back out. Now gets in. Pierce pumps, delivers, and Hunt swings and misses with a sharp curve. Strike 3. So the Yankees pocket 1 run. There were 2 hits. There were 3 men left. There were 2 walks. And the totals at the end of the first inning for New York, 1 run, 2 hits and no errors. For Chicago, no runs, no hits, and no errors. Cleveland was scheduled for a single game at Boston. Detroit was down for a doubleheader at Baltimore, and Kansas City was to go for 1 at Washington, and all of it has been postponed because of rain. In the National League, everything is west of here. Philadelphia at Los Angeles, Pittsburgh at San Francisco. St. Louis is getting ready to go at Cincinnati. Jackson versus McLeish. The Reds have been hot lately, haven't they? 6 straight. And Milwaukee, which has been rained out and chilled out, lost a whole series at Chicago. Well, they lost 2 games at Chicago. Hope to get one in today. Spawn against Hottie. And that's getting ready to start. Ditmar is warming up as we get ready for the second inning. He'll be pitching to Kluszewski, Lollar, and Goodman. There were many saddened people at Yankee Stadium today to learn that an old friend of ours and a stalwart figure in baseball at the Polo Grounds and at Yankee Stadium, Gus Bache, at 76, died in his sleep last night. For some 40 years, he was at the Polo Grounds, especially, and up there in charge of the press box. And to those of us who work ball games day after day and year after year, that comes as quite a loss. Well, you know, the White Sox have got the last name of the players on the back of the uniform shirts. And this guy up there, as big a shirt as he wears, he needs all the room to get all those letters up there. Kluszewski. Big Klu takes a pitch on the outside for ball 1. He's hitting at 280. He and Severs have been alternating. And takes the pitch low inside, ball 2. 2-0. Kluszewski really had himself a World Series. Batted in those runs and 3 homers. He's standing right up on top of the plate as a left-hand batter. Outfield plays him as a decided right field or pull hitter. Ditmar delivers, and Kluszewski swings and hits it right through the middle for a base hit. So Ted is on. Single to center. And this is the first White Sox hit. Round single through the middle. The Yankees lead 1-0. And here's the fine catch of Sherm Lollar hitting 286. For a couple of years, he had to carry the RBI load for his ball club, but now he's got some real help around him. The White Sox feel that they have all of the strength that they won the pennant with last year and have added a great deal more. Pitch is low inside, ball 1. They've got Kluszewski with them for the whole season. They've got Severs. They've got Freeze, although he's in Chicago now with a bad leg. There's a trickle ball wide of third. McDougald up with it and goes to second base to Richardson just in time for the play there and no time for a relay to first. So Lollar reaches first on the force out. Third baseman McDougald, second baseman Richardson, slow roller. Man at first and 1 out. We have Billy Goodman, who is filling in for Freeze. That is when the opposition goes with right-handers. Goodman hitting 318. Slender, versatile ball player. Fellow used to be with the Red Sox, that's right. They play him to hit back into left and left center a lot. Takes low inside, ball 1. Well, we got 4 big ball games in a row now. This one and then the 3 with Cleveland. Pitch is over for the strike. The Indians have been completely rebuilt. Johnny Temple from Cincinnati, own rookie Walter Bond, big center fielder, power man. And they got Bubba Phillips from the White Sox, Romano from the White Sox, Keene they got from Detroit, Latman they got from Chicago. They'll be in here 8 o'clock Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday afternoons. Goodman hits a foul in the lower left field seat. Infield double play death. The Yankees off ahead, 1-0. Skowron drove it in. Goodman swings and strikes out. Ditmar threw a breaking ball into his hand. Now we have 2 gone, and here's Al Smith. Smith hitting 294. He got hot. 8 straight hits he reeled off before they stopped it. Play him straight away. Takes low, ball 1. Smith likes to stand right up on top of the plate, right-hand batter. Gives the impression that he sort of clubs the ball. In other words, it's a short swing he has at it. Didn't take the bat so far back. Pitch is in there for a strike. He takes it back all right, but then when the pitcher is ready to deliver, he brings the bat to where it's almost over the plate. Then the pitch comes down, and it's sort of a punch swing. Fouls it. Now Lopez will go into quite a dissertation on Al Smith. He had 237 last year, and Lopez said that is the greatest 237 hitting he ever saw because Smith kept hitting in the clutch runs. I'll tell you right now, a manager doesn't study a batting statistics sheet too deeply. He knows the fellow he wants up there at the plate. And then he knows the fellows that come through. 1-2 pitch. Swung on. Foul back. 1-2. Lollar at first. Ready to take off. 2 men out. Is a spun curve on the outside, ball 2. The way the schedule was made this year, this is just a one-game series. White Sox will be back in here again on Monday night, June 6th. Smith hits a ground ball to third. McDougald up with it and goes to second to short way for the force on Lollar. So, that's all. We have the Kluszewski single and then 2 force plays sandwiched around the strikeout. And the score, at the end of an inning and a half, the Yankees won and the White Sox nothing.
Bottom of the second inning as it's beginning to darken a bit at the stadium after that brief bit of sunshine. That rain seems to be looming ever closer. Bobby Richardson leads off as Billy Pierce.
You are tuned to 1460. This is WOKO, Albany, New York. The time is 2:32.
Fastball. Pierce working quickly, delivering again. Curveball swung on and lined into left field. A solid base hit. Minoso over in front of the ball, cutting it off, and Richardson takes a wide turn at first, but elects to hold on. Bobby got a hold of that with all his power, pulling it to the left of Billy Goodman into left field. That'll bring up Art Ditmar. Ditmar up in what we would assume would be a bunting situation, and the White Sox immediately set up their defenses for that. As Goodman edges in at third, Aparicio in close at short. The pitch is swung on, took a full cut and fouled it back out of play.
Nothing in 1. Outfield straight away, not too deep. Pierce throws to first base. He has a good move. Bobby back. Kluszewski returning the ball. Pierce, who a nervous disposition fellow, he likes to pitch in a hurry. He's ready. Delivers, and Ditmar sets the button and takes high. Ball 1. On the sacrifice play, the batter may be given the sign to bunt, but he has the election. Unless 2 strikes are on him, if he thinks the pitch is outside the strike zone, of taking it. It's up to the runner to be sure that the ball is bunted before he takes off. All right, 1-0 New York. Pierce throws to first again. Richardson is again back. Time to spare. Bobby's not getting off too far on him, I'll tell you that. Pierce delivers, and Ditmar swinging hits the ball 3/4 speed to short. Aparicio to Fox. Relay to first base to Kluszewski. Double play. That's a little pair of cats out there, Aparicio and Fox. That ball was not hit too sharply. 6-4-3, and we have 2 down. course, Tony Kubek, who singled in the first inning, and that extended his consecutive hitting string to 9 games. Left-hand batter. Takes a curve, low outside, ball 1. Tony's now looking for his 20th hit. Skowron has 25. Maris has 21. Tony cuts. There's a fly ball toward the left field corner. Minoso coming over close to the foul line, and the ball slices out of play, foul, and into the stands. 1-1. Strike. Pitch. Swung on. There's a high fly ball into short center field. Let's see, the shortstop Aparicio goes out and makes the catch. So that's all for the bid. No runs, 1 hit, and nobody left, thanks to the DP. And totals at the end of 2 innings: 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for New York. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for Chicago.
The games in the American League have been postponed because of rain. Cleveland at Boston, Detroit at Baltimore, Kansas City at Washington. In the Nationals, 2 afternoon games that will start later. Philadelphia at Los Angeles, Pittsburgh at San Francisco as the Giants try for a sweep. St. Louis and Cincinnati, Milwaukee and Chicago getting underway later. Very shortly, as a matter of fact. And in Chicago, snow flurries this morning, but they're going to get the ball game on their way anyway. All right, the White Sox in the top of the 3rd of a ball game that is moving along very quickly. And, well, it may be necessary for it to, because it begins to look more and more ominous. Ditmar's windup in first pitch. Swing and a miss by Jimmy Landis, who leads off. Landis, who came along very nicely for Al Lopez last year. Defensive outfielder, and he began to hit towards the end of last year. Curveball in for a called second strike. Billy Pierce to hit next, and then Luis Aparicio around for his second time. White Sox have just 1 hit. That was Kluszewski's up the center single. 2-strike pitch into the dirt. 1-2. Checking Nellie hard. Delivering 1-2. Curve that's low and outside. That one cracked right off the shin guard of the plate umpire. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jimmy Hanachek fires that ball out of play and throws another one in. All right, Red.
2 balls, 2 strikes. First bat of the 2nd inning. Landis fouls it on the ground. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two pitch. Foul back, out of play. Speaking about just scratching the surface, when the White Sox are back here again, they'll be in for a 4-game series, and 2 of them night games, June 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. And on Monday, June 6th will be at night, and Wednesday, June 8th. White Sox will be in for 4 games again, July 22, 23, 24. Call strike 3. Right over. And July 24 is Sunday, and that's a doubleheader with the White Sox here at the stadium. They're back again for 2 games, Tuesday night, August 23, and then the next afternoon. Now we have Billy Pierce, also is a good hitting pitcher. That's the 2nd strikeout for Ditmar. 1 man gone here in the 3rd. Pierce, a left-hand batter. Ditmar pitches low, a little off the fastball. Ball one. Pitch. Low outside. Ball two. It's very interesting to see this Cleveland ball club as drastically reshaped as it is. I know the Yankees wanted to get a look at Bond, the rookie center fielder. They hit some so far. Tammy's a good, big, tall fella. Doesn't look like he's running fast, but just chews up huge chunks every time he moves a foot. Pitch is over for a strike. 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Yankees 1-0. 1 out. Chicago, 3rd inning. Pierce swings, hits a fly ball to left fielder Hunt, who's right there for it, and we have 2 out. Now to start the second go-round for Chicago, little Luis Aparicio. He led the majors with 56 stolen bases last year. He's stolen 3 out of 4 this year. He stole 6 out of 6 against New York last year. Oh, that Stengel can talk about Aparicio, and he does. First pitch is inside, ball 1. Louis hitting 260. Takes low, outside, ball 2. You ought to hear Lopez talk about Aparicio and the fact that he doesn't hit so much, and said, gee, if this fella could get on base as many times as Cobb got on, why, none of Cobb's records would stand. All right, 2-0. Aparicio crouches, takes a pitch inside, ball 3. 3 balls, no strike. Pitch, ball 4. Well, with 2 out, Ditmar loses him with a walk, and now he's got him on. And everybody at the stadium is going to be watching him to see if he goes. I guarantee you that Ditmar will be watching him, and so will Howard. And here is Elston Fox. Nellie gets up there, sort of crowds that plate from behind. Left-hand batter, chokes up on the stick. It's a sort of a bottle-type bat. He just is a smart hitter. Aparicio leads off, feints. Ditmar checks him, and Fox takes a strike. 0-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Nothing ball game, New York. Aparicio taking his long lead off first. Skowron holding. Nope, he didn't go. And there's Fox fouling off a curveball in the dirt. He gave it a big bluff. Almost went with him. You know, when you think about it, there's nothing really as exciting as a fellow who can run and does. If a fellow gets on base, can take that lead, can go on you. You watch him. All right, 0-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch, and Louis goes. Fox swings, and there's a fly ball into short left field. Hunt is under it and makes the catch. Fox had to go for it with 2 strikes on him. So, that's it. And the score at the end of 2.5 innings remains the Yankees 1 and the White Sox 0.
Gil McDougald leads it off for the Yankees in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Mickey Mantle to follow, and Roger Maris, the 3rd man due to hit in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Yankees leading 1-0. Pierce's windup, his first pitch to McDougald, is line in for a called strike.
Strike 1 pitch. Low inside. Ball 1. 1-1. short left on McDougald. Just deals. It's a change of pace outside. Ball 2. When he throws it that way, the ball sinks. 2-1. Curve swung on and missed. 2-2. That one broke. Two strikes. Pitch is swung and missed. He threw him a slider, I do believe, and McDougald strikes out and walks away. Second strikeout for Pierce. Now we have Mantle, who was thrown out on a slow roll of the short in the first inning, and that was when Kubek, who had gone with the pitch, took the extra base and wound up at third. Batting right-handed. Everybody in the ballpark knows who he is. Pierce knows him, too. Delivers, and Mantle takes a curve low inside. Ball 1. Mickey asks plate umpire Honachek to examine the ball. Jim does. In fact, he's doing it and finds the ball perfectly all right and returns it to the pitcher. Pierce delivers low. Ball 2. That must have been something back in the somewhat older days when you could do anything on that baseball you wanted to. Mantle swinging, fouls it into the dirt. 2-1. Honachek looking at the ball, and he throws it out now. 2 balls, 1 strike. Delivers. Mickey swings as a bounce ball to third. Up with it is Goodman. The throw to Kluszewski in time, and Mickey is up. 2 up, 2 away. Last of the third. And now Roger Maris, who is having this great run of getting on base. Roger walked in the first inning, so he's been on base 13 times out of his last 17 appearances. 1-0 in favor of the Yankees. Outfield well around toward right on Maris. They can't stop him pulling. Takes a curve over for a called strike. Maris hitting .477, which is the highest mark in the big leagues. Pierce will waste no time. Delivers in there for strike 2. 0-2. 2-strike pitch. Slider on the outside, ball 1. Miss Maris has sure made George Weiss's deal for him just all shiny. Curve on the outside, ball 2. 2-2. If Maris can continue hitting reasonably close to this and Skowron can stay well, and that would mean that these pitchers are going to have to start pitching to Mantle. 2-2 pitch swung on as a line drive that is hit to right field, but right out to Al Smith. He holds it. As Mr. Rizzuto would say, he got good wood on the ball, and the totals at the end of 3, the Yankees a run, 3 hits and no errors. The White Sox, no runs, 1 hit and no error. And as Mr. Rizzuto would say, he got good wood on the ball. That's right, Red. The direction was a little bad, but he hit the ball well. Now let's take a look at the scoreboard. And in the American League, all other games rained out. Cleveland at Boston, a doubleheader, Detroit at Baltimore, and Kansas City at Washington postponed because of rain. We are very fortunate to have had clear weather so far. Let's hope it continues this way. In the National League, Philadelphia at Los Angeles, Pittsburgh at San Francisco start later on. The Cardinals, playing at Cincinnati, failed to score in the top of the first. The Reds are batting Jackson against McLeish. Milwaukee at Chicago, Spahn against Hobby, and as they started playing the first inning, time was called because of rain. So there'll be very little to report on the scoreboard today. And here at Yankee Stadium, we're hooked up in a pitcher's duel between Art Ditmar and Billy Pears. Leading off for the White Sox in the top of the fourth, with the Yankees leading 1-0, is Minnie Minoso, who popped out to Bill Skowron in the first inning. Minnie batting just under 300. With 4 doubles and 3 homers, he leads the White Sox in the home run department and also in RBIs with 16. The pitch to Minoso is hit deep to left field, and that could be homer number 4, and it sure is way back there. A home run for Minnie Minoso. And the ball game is all tied up as big Ted Kluszewski, Mitch Minoso coming across the plate. On the back of Kluszewski's uniform. You know, the White Sox have their names printed on the back of their uniform. The Z has been put on backwards like an S. Pitch to Kluszewski is in there for a called strike. Ted singled up the middle in the second inning. The one-strike pitch is low inside, ball 1-1. So the score is tied 1-1. That's only the second hit off Ditmar. Kluszewski at bat now has the other base hit. Nobody out, nobody on. We're in the top of the fourth. Pitch, slow curve, just outside. Ball 2, 2-1. Here's the windup. Ball line to center field. Mantle right there makes the catch of a well-hit ball. Man, he hit that right on the nose. What a line drive. The ball just kept taking off. For a minute, it looked like it was going to drop in front of Mickey. As Mick started in, then he stopped, and the ball came right to him. One away. And here's Sherm Lollar, who bounced to third base. Howard out to the mound to talk with Ditmar. Tony Cuccinello coaching at third base. At first base, Don Gutteridge. Cuccinello's 2 boys are at the game today. And Tony's going to move down to Tampa, Florida, just about a block away from his skipper, Al Lopez. Lopez has finally talked to his third base coach into moving to Florida. Tony's a New York boy, too. First pitch to Lollar is low, ball 1. The windup, and the pitch is lined foul into the left field seats, out of play. Boy, I tell you, some kid had a lot of guts. That ball was hit on the nose. He just stepped up and stuck his hands right in front of it and got it. 1-1 on Lollar. On deck, swinging the big weighted bat is Billy Goodman. Slow curve is inside. Ball 2, 2-1. Curve line foul in the left field seat. Look out. 2-2 the count. To the count on Lollar. 1 out, nobody on. Tie score here, 1-1 at the top of the fourth. Ditmar's fastball just outside, ball 3. Full count. Ready now for the payoff pitch. Here it is, and it's low for ball 4. Art Ditmar gives up his second walk in the ball game as Lollar goes down to first base. And it brings up Billy Goodman, who struck out swinging in the second inning. Goodman taking over for Gene Freese, who was not here. He pulled a leg muscle, and they've sent him back to Chicago. Freese not hitting too well. Just batting 167. All right, here's the stretch. The pitch to Goodman. There goes the runner. The ball's hit to left field, and Kenny Hunt can't get it. It's a base hit, but holding up at second is Sherm Lollar. As they had the hit and run play on, and Goodman just slapped the ball just fair inside the left field foul line. Sherm Lollar, even though he was running with the pitch, could not go to third base, and that's hit number 3 off Ditmar. And the batter is Al Smith. Smitty bounced to third in the second inning. 1 out, runners at first and second. On deck, Jim Landis. With a short lead off second. Goodman off first. Outfield straight away, fairly deep on Smith. Time is called. Ditmar taking a little too much time, so Smith steps out of the box. Now Al's back in. Bangs his bat on home plate. Ditmar stretches. Pitch is low, ball 1. Art shaking his head out on the mound. And it's starting to sprinkle right now. Starting to sprinkle as the White Sox are rallying. The score is tied 1-1 in the top of the fourth with 1 out, runners at first and second. The stretch pitch is taken as Smith started a bunt at the ball, pulled the bat back, but the ball had part of the plate. 1-1 the count. Supposed to rain on and off all day, so let's hope that's all it does and we get this ball game in. Here's the stretch. Ball foul to the right of home plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The other 2 coaches on the White Sox, Ray Berries and Johnny Cooney. And both Berries and Cooney played with Al Lopez when Al was a player. And the rain is coming down a little harder now, but not near enough to have the game held up. There's a curved foul over towards the White Sox dugout. Picked up by Jim Rivera, who was standing on the steps. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The stretch, the pitch is low, ball 2, 2-2. The fans down in the lower box seats are scurrying back for a little shelter. The umbrellas are starting to pop up. The stretch, the 2-2 delivery is popped in the air to the infield. The infield fly rule is called immediately, and Elston Howard makes the catch. Both runners hold their base. Fair ball just in front of the plate. 2 away, and here's Jim Landis. Landis was called out on strikes in the third inning. Second, Goodman at first. 2 men out. Score tied 1-1, top of the fourth. Landis, a slim right-hand hitter. Swings and misses a curve for a strike. Jim came into the game batting .264. Has 3 doubles and 3 runs batted in. Is just outside, and the count's even at 1-1. Both clubs hoping to get this ball game in so as not to pile up the doubleheaders later on in the season. The 1-1 pitch is pop foul in the upper deck and out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Somebody brought their big golf umbrella with them, all different colors. Out of protection. 1 ball, 2 2 strikes and 2 outs. The stretch. Curve popped in the air. Skowron in foul territory is under it and makes the catch for the 3rd out. So in the top of the 4th inning for the White Sox, 1 run on the homer by Minnie Minoso. They had 2 base hits in the inning. No Yankee errors and 2 men left on base. The score at the end of 3.5 innings, the White Sox won and the Yankees won.
1460 on the radio dial. This is WOKO, Albany, New York. The time is 2 minutes after the hour of 3 o'clock.
Gives Moose 20 to Jim Gentile's 19. Gentile with Baltimore, and they're idle today. So Skowron will be the league leader in RBIs for sure when the day is over. For the Moose, it was his 6th double of the year, tying him with Roger Maris in that department. Bottom of the 4th, score tied 1-1. Billy Pierce, the left-hander, ready. The pitch to Skowron is bunted foul at the plate, strike 1. He had Billy Goodman deep at 3rd. Moose has beaten out 2 bunts this year. And it's a good way for Skowron to keep that 3rd baseman in and then hit one by him. Bobby Richardson's been doing it quite regularly. Keeps bluffing a bunt, gets the 3rd baseman in, and then drills one by him. The 1-strike pitch is inside and low, balls 1-1-1. The Moose has batted in at least 1 run in 11 of the 15 games played. This makes 12 of the 16 games played. There's a high fly to left field. And also moving back, but he's got the room and makes the catch just in front of the cinder pad and just in front of the visiting bullpen. Pierce had taken a little bit off his fastball, and that's the only reason that Skowron didn't have his 6th home of the year. Moose was a little bit out in front and didn't quite get all the good wood of the bat on the ball. One away, here's Elston Howard, who walked in the 1st inning. Nellie batting .226, has 15 RBIs. Pitch is a strike call. Strike pitch is a curve hit on the ground. A shortstop broken bat. Aparicio up with it. Over to Kluszewski, and it's 2 away as Howard hit one right off the end of his bat. Split the handle. 2 away. And here's Kenny Hunt, who struck out with the bases loaded in the 1st inning. Last year, Billy Pierce defeated the Yankees 4 times while losing 3 times to them. And in his last 2 starts, pitched complete game victories. Curve to Hunt is low, ball 1. A foul back on the screen, out of play. Strike 1, 1-1 the count. On deck. Here's the 1-1 delivery. It's hit foul down the 3rd base line. Nice play by the ball boy sitting down there. He didn't have to move off his chair. Two out, nobody on. Score tied 1-1. Pitch is line to left field. There's a base hit. Also up with the ball, and Kenny Hunt's on with a line single to left. Hit number 4 of Billy Pierce. And here's Bobby Richardson. Pierce not too unhappy with that base hit by Hunt. He figured if he'd have got it last time, there'd have been 2 runs scored on that base hit. But now with 2 out and nobody on, he can afford to give up a base hit. Kluszewski holds first against Hunt. Here's the stretch. Pitch is outside, ball 1. Pierce has won 167 games since being in the American League, 164 with the White Sox, which makes him the winningest southpaw White Sox pitcher in history. As the ball popped in the air to the right side, big Ted Kluszewski coming over in front of the Yankee dugout, makes the catch. So, for the Yankees in the bottom of the fourth inning, no runs, one hit. No White Sox errors and one man left. And the score at the end of fourth inning, the White Sox won and the Yankees won. And now let's pause for station identification.
You are tuned to 1460 on the radio dial. This is WOKO, Albany, New York. Mostly cloudy, windy, and mild today with a few scattered showers, the high in the 70s. Pierce due to lead off for the White Sox here in the top of the fifth inning. And Billy has not made his appearance out of the White Sox dugout. Here he comes right now. Pierce lined to left field in the third inning. Billy's not a bad hitting pitcher. He has one base hit this year, but over the year he gets his share of hits. Some left hand. It doesn't pull much. McDougald way in at third. The pitch to Pierce is hit on the ground, the right side. Skowron off his chest. Up with it, flips to Ditmar in time for the out. And the Moose really blocked that bad hop ground ball with his body. And it's a good thing he did. It might have kicked right through him. One away. And here's Luis Aparicio, who flied to center field and walked. Right-hand hitter. Takes a fastball below the knees, ball one. On deck, Nellie Fox. Pitch is hit on the ground, and McDougald on one hop. Gil flips to Skowron, and Aparicio's an easy out. That's two away, and it'll bring up Nellie Fox. This is one of the few times I've looked at the batting averages and seen Fox below 300 any time of the year. He came into the game batting .288. He's 0 for 2. Hit back to the box and line to left field. 2 out, nobody on. Score tied 1-1, top of the fifth. Pitch is hit on the ground. Richardson coming in fast. Up with it. Flips to Skowron for the out. And that was a real easy inning for Art Ditmar. It seemed to me like he threw only 3 pitches. I think all 3 men hit the first pitch. Yeah, that's the way to have an inning. And for the White Sox, nothing across the score at the end of 4.5 innings. The White Sox won and the Yankees won.
It's got that big taste, pigtail taste. Oh, that's Valentine's Ale with Brewer's Gold.
Next time you're in the mood to enjoy good food, enjoy it even more with a refreshing glass of Valentine Ale. More than a thirst quencher, different than any beer. Valentine Ale has a big, big taste that really goes over big with food. A big, big taste that comes from Brewer's Gold. Try Valentine Ale with any meal. See what a difference an ale makes.
Oh, that's Valentine.
It's the genuine
Ale with Brewer's Gold.
Won the score. We're ready to go in the bottom of the fifth inning, and Art Ditmar will be leading off. Ditmar bounced into a double play in the second inning. White Sox throw the ball around the infield. They're just percentage points behind the Yankees, and should the White Sox win today, they'll go into first place. Frank Crosetti is yelling in at Billy Pierce and the ball. He wants them to take a look at the ball, as Aparicio, when he got the ball, rubbed it up. And Crosetti wants him to look at the ball. He said that Pierce is supposed to rub the ball up. Remember, we had this discussion down in Baltimore. Honeychick, looking at the ball, says it's all right and throws it back to Pierce. And the White Sox bench gets on Crosetti a little bit.
Billy Pierce ready to go. Pitch to Ditmar is hit right at the shortstop Aparicio. Louis on one hop. Goes to Kluszewski, and it's one away, and the boys are going after the first ball. That'll bring up Tony Kubek, who singled at center to increase his hitting streak to 9 in a row. 9 games that Tony has hit safely in. And in the second inning, Kubek popped for the shortstop. Pitch is popped in the air to the left side. Aparicio moving back on the edge of the outfield grass and makes the catch. That's 2 away. 2 up, 2 down. The rain is starting to drift down again. And they need 1 more out to make this an official ball game. Gil McDougald fly to left and struck out swinging. 2 out, nobody on. And Gil wants the rosin bag. Weather like this, the bat handle gets a little slick. Mickey Mantle on deck, flips it to Gil. Gil flips it back to Mickey. We're ready to go. To McDougald is a curve high inside, ball 1. Gil has hit in 4 straight games. Strike 1, 1-1. Beta Pinson has just hit a home in the second inning with the bases loaded, and Cincinnati leads the Cardinals 4-0. The Reds are really playing great ball. They started off slow, but they've really come back strong. Pierce into the windup. Kicks, delivers a curve, hit on the ground at third base. Goodman up with it. Throws to Kluszewski in time to get McDougald. And the Yankees go down 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the 5th. Nothing across the score at the end of 5 full innings. Chicago 1 and the Yankees 1. And later on this month, the Yankees return home for a big holiday weekend. Baltimore will play here Thursday night, May 26th, and Friday afternoon, the 27th. And then the slugging Washington Senators move in for the season's only Saturday night game on the 28th, followed by a game on Sunday, May 29th, and a big holiday doubleheader on Memorial Day, Monday, May the 30th. That'll be the season's first home doubleheader. Better order those tickets now, fans. In the top of the 6th inning, Minnie Minoso, who popped to first and hit a tremendous home run to tie up the game, leads off, takes a curve low, ball 1. For Minnie, it was his 4th home run of the year and his 17th run batted in. On deck, Ted Kluszewski. Ditmar, another windup. Pitch just outside, ball 2, 2-0. Really funny looking out there. Looks like the sun's trying to pop out. And then way out in center field, it's very hazy, and here it's raining. Pitch is hit foul outside of third. 2 balls, 1 strike on Minoso. Minnie, who usually leads the league in getting hit by pitch balls every year, because of the closeness to which he stands to the plate, his right foot is just about as close to the plate as you could possibly get, as close as the law allows, that's the law being the umpires. And when he leans over, his right elbow and part of his body is almost over the plate. So on those tight pitches, he can get hit with a pitch that is almost a strike. The 2-1 pitch is low, ball 3. Kluszewski with a big towel trying to keep his bat handle dry on deck. The 3-1 pitch is a strike call. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Ditmar hit the outside corner. Full count on Minoso. Here we go for the payoff pitch. Change-up foul in the upper deck and back of first. Count holds at 3-2. in, ready for the 3-2 delivery. It swung and it missed strike 3, and Minoso goes all the way down and sits down on the ground. Minnie trying to get himself another home run. That's strikeout number 3 for Ditmar. And here's Ted Kluszewski, who singled to center and flied to center. Actually, he lined out to Mantle in center field in the 4th inning. 1-1 the score. Top of the 6th. 1 out, nobody on. Kluszewski stands close to the plate. Man, his right foot is almost on home plate. Remember, he's a left-hand hitter. And Ditmar is complaining about it, and plate umpire Jim Hunachik says it's all right. Boy, that right foot is really close. He can reach any pitch that's over the plate. And he hits a foul outside of first base. Backhanded by the ball boy down the first base line. 1 strike on Kluszewski. And you can't really hit him on the fist because on every pitch he sort of steps in the bucket towards first base and tries to pull everything. And even if the pitch is on the outside part of the plate, he can still pull it. One strike on Kluszewski. Changeup hit on the ground, foul again outside of first. 0-2 on Big Clue. Ditmar checking the sign from Elston Howard. Fastball hit on the ground to Skowron. He backs up, plays it on the big hop. Throws to Ditmar covering in time to get Kluszewski. That was a tough play for the Moose as he backed up and waited for the big hop. 2 away, here's Sherm Lollar, who bounced to third and walked. McDougald rubbing up the ball before throwing it back to Ditmar. Every time it hits the grass now, it'll get a little wet, a little slippery. And Ditmar wants a new ball. Jim Hunachik looks at it and flips it back to Ditmar. Matter of fact, Cuccinello complained a little bit because McDougald rubbed up the ball, just as Crissetti did before when Aparicio rubbed up the ball. Pitch to Lollar is low for a ball. Tony almost won the batting championship in the American League one year. He battled the late George Sternweiss of the Yankees right down to the wire before George beat him out on the last day of the season. Pitch is low, ball 2, 2-0. White Sox won and the Yankees won. We're on the top of the 6th. Ditmar ready into the windup. Changeup right down the middle for a called strike. Lollar bends down to pick up some dirt. Sherm had a rough spring. He didn't hit too well, but he's doing all right now. The minute of the game batting .286, has 8 doubles and 7 runs batted in. Another changeup in there. Strike 2, 2-2 the count. Ditmar pulled the string on 2 consecutive pitches. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Curve just outside, and it's a full count. 3-2. And he started a pitch, and then Lollar asked for time, dried off the bat handle. Just ready to say, here's the payoff pitch, but here it is this time. Changeup popped in the air to short right field. Richardson moving back, signaling for it, under it, and makes the catch backing up for the 3rd out. So he fooled Lollar on the change again for the White Sox. They go down 1-2-3, nothing across in the top of the 6th. And the score at the end of 5.5 innings, the White Sox 1 and the Yankees 1.
It's got that big taste, big ale taste. Oh, that Valentine ale with Brewer's Gold.
Wherever you enjoy good food, enjoy the big, big taste of Valentine Ale. The big, big taste that comes from Brewer's Gold, a rare strain of hops used exclusively in Valentine's own true ale recipe. At home or at your favorite restaurant, you'll find Valentine Ale is more than a thirst quencher, different than any beer. Try Valentine Ale. See what a difference an ale makes.
Oh, that Valentine.
It's the genuine
Ale with Brewer's Gold.
Mickey Mantle will be the first batter here in the bottom of the sixth. The score tied 1-1. A new rosin bag has been brought out to Billy Pierce. The other one getting a little damp. Mickey has bounced to short and bounced to third. He has his 12-game hitting streak on the line. Batting right-handed against the left-hander Billy Pierce. Billy rubbing up the ball out on the mound. Here's the windup by the left-hander. The pitch to Mickey is low inside, ball one. Mantle has scored in 11 of the 15 games he's played in so far. Up till today was leading the majors in runs scored with 19. The 1-0 pitch is in there for a called strike, 1-1 the count. It's ready, kicks, sends in a fastball, hit on the ground to short. Aparicio has to hustle the throw in the dirt in time as Kluszewski picks the backhander out of the dirt. A pretty play by Big Klu. A high hopper that Goodman tried to get as he cut in front of Aparicio. Couldn't quite get to it. Louis had to wait for the big hop and hurried the throw, threw it a little bit in the dirt. Kluszewski came up with it on a fine play, and they just did nip Mantle. Just did get him by half a step. That's one away. Here's Roger Maris, who walked and lined out to the right fielder. Pitch to Roger is hit on the ground at first base. Kluszewski's up with it and races to the bag to beat Maris for the unassisted put-out. That's two away, and here's the Moose, who's responsible for driving in the Yankees' only run today with a double in the first inning, then flied out high and deep to left field in the fourth. Out, nobody on. Score tied 1-1. Bottom of the sixth. Pitch to Skowron is inside, ball one. One-nothing pitch. Strike called on the outside corner. Billy Pierce has been mixing his pitches up today more than we've ever seen him. Billy's quite confident that he's going to have another real good year. 1-1 pitch, high inside, ball two, 2-1. Pitchers can usually tell when they're throwing free and easy and their ball is moving, and it goes where they want it to go. The 2-1 pitch is fouled back off the upper deck down to the lower deck. 2-2 the count. Herb Score is quite happy with his performance the other day down in Washington. Got his first win since last July the 3rd. And that'll be a big pickup for Score. There's a drive to right field. Smith digging to his left and makes the catch just in front of the right field fence. Moose didn't quite get the good wood on it. But Al Smith, after a nice long run, hauled it in, and the Yankees go down 1-2-3. Right now, we get ready to go. We're playing the top of the seventh inning in a tied-up ball game, 1-1, as Billy Goodman steps into the batter's box. And coming on is Mel Allen.
Thanks, Bill. Hello there, everybody. 1-1 in the seventh inning, and here's Billy Goodman. Smith and Landis to follow. The pitch, Billy swings and rams it out backhanded by Richardson. A throw to Skowron in time, and a great play. Richardson, electrifying the crowd, racing over to his right, backhanding a sure base hit, apparently, whirling and tossing to Skowron in time to get Goodman. Al Smith up. Pitch is low and outside, ball one. A 1-1 ball game in the 7th inning. Smitty grounded to third and popped out in front of the plate. Art Ditmar delivers inside to Smith. A 2-0 count. The White Sox and the Yankees battling tooth and nail, as they generally do. Ditmar checking with Howard. The right-hand hitter, Al Smith. Here's the pitch. And it's over. Strike one. 2-1. Crowded him with a fastball. He got the inside part of the plate. Two balls, one strike. The windup by Ditmar, and the pitch fastball is low. 3-1. Innings is the most that Ditmar has pitched this season. He's just swinging his arms around, or he's getting a little arm weary or not. The 3-1 pitch to Smitty, swung on, hit foul down the third base line. Full count. Bobby Richardson coming up with a crowd-pleasing play and a crucial play in the ball game. 1-1, 7th inning. Full count on Smith. Landis on deck. Ditmar to the wind-up. Around comes the right arm. The payoff pitch is inside. Ball 4. Smith walks. The third pass issued. Now here's Jim Landis, who looked at the third strike and fouled out to first. Billy Pierce to follow. 1 on, 1 out in the 7th of the 1-1 ball game. Ditmar into the stretch. Smith with the lead. The pitch inside, ball 1. Strikes, 1 out, 1 on. Ditmar, who works rapidly. Here's the pitch, and it's very high. 2-0 the count. Landis steps out now and takes a look at Tony Cuccinello coaching at third. Smith watching Kubek and Richardson to see how far they are adjusted from second base. Ditmar to the stretch and the pitch. It's inside, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. And the Yankee bullpen now gets to stirring around. 3-0 count on Landis. Ditmar's pitch. Ball 4 is high, and that moves Smith to second. Art Ditmar, with 1 away in the 7th, has walked 2 in a row. As every indication, he's beginning to tire, not having gone more than 5 innings any other time this year. And here he is into the 7th. Howard goes out to the mound with Skowron to talk to him a bit while Billy Pierce comes to bat. Pierce lined to left and grounded to first. Smith on second, Landis on first. 1 out, 1-1, 7th inning. Pitch to Pierce. Swung on. There's the base hit into center field. Here's Smith rounding third, coming in to score. The throw is to third base, and Landis is in there. Billy Pierce singles to left center. And the White Sox lead 2-1. Billy Pierce driving in his first run of the year. The fleet-footed Jim Landis racing on to third. The ball was hit into left center. One out. Runners on first and third, and Luis Aparicio at bat. Fly to center, walked, and grounded to third. And the White Sox are out in front now, 2-1, with a chance to increase the lead. The pitch to Aparicio swung on and fouled off down the third base line. Strike one. Speed on the bases, at least speed on third and at bat. Here's the delivery. Swung on, bounced to Richardson, over to Kubek. He'll have to hurry, and it's a double play. Tony had to fire that ball to double up Aparicio. 1 run for the White Sox. 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. At the end of 6.5 innings, Chicago 2, New York 1. You know how the excitement of a ball game gives you an appetite, so you're all set to enjoy your dinner as soon as the game is over? Well, that kind of appetite deserves big eating pleasure, and you get just that when you enjoy the big, big taste of Ballantine Ale with your meal. And whether you sit down to a juicy roast of beef, golden southern fried chicken, tender broiled lobster, I tell you, you'll find Ballantine Ale complements any of your favorite meals with an excitement all its own. That's known as Brewer's Gold, and it's a rare strain of hops used exclusively in Ballantine's own true ale recipe to give Ballantine Ale this big, big taste, to make it more than a thirst quencher, different than any beer. So with your meal after the game, have your Ballantine Ale and discover what a difference an ale makes. Ballantine Ale with Brewer's Gold. In the last half of the 7th inning, Elston Howard, Ken Hunt, and Bobby Richardson are the first 3 men at bat. The numbers 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the order. 2-1 in favor of the White Sox. For you late tuners in the first inning, Kubek singled, Maris walked with 2 outs, and Skowron doubled Kubek home, sending Maris to third. Howard was purposely passed, and with the bases loaded and 2 outs, Ken Hunt struck out. Minnie Minoso led off in the 4th, hit a homer, and then in the first of this inning, Smith and Landis walked, and Pierce singled Smith home to give the White Sox their 1-run advantage. 2-1 as we play in the last of the 7th. Howard walked and grounded to short. Billy Pierce into the windup. Round comes the left arm. The pitch is in there for a strike. Billy gave up 2 hits in the first inning, 1 in the second and 1 in the 4th. Hector Lopez is out on deck to hit for Hunt. Here's the pitch to Howard. Swung on and grounded foul by Kluszewski, coaching at third. 2 strikes. No balls, 2 strikes. Pierce delivers, and Howard takes it inside for a ball. Game is being played now in a drizzle. Now the pitch. Ellie swings and pops it up. Kluszewski moves over into foul territory, and he's got it. Howard fouls out to Kluszewski. 8 in a row retired by Billy Pierce. Hector Lopez will hit for Ken Hunt. Lopez had 6 for 27, batting .222. Sherm Lollar goes out to talk to Pierce. See how they're going to pitch him. Esposito replacing Goodman at third base for defensive purposes now. Sam Esposito. 2-1 Chicago, 7th inning. Hector Lopez batting for Ken Hunt. The delivery is over. Strike one. 0-1. Billy Pierce to his windup and the delivery. Swung on. There's a fly ball into left. Minoso is under it and makes the catch. 2 away. 9 in a row retired by Billy Pierce. Yankees have had only 2 base runners since the first inning. Bobby Richardson singled to left and fouled to first. 2 down in the 7th, 2-1 Chicago. Pierce into the windup, pitches. Richardson takes a strike. Fastball in there. 19,053 paid attendance, 19,744 overall, including servicemen admitted free. The left-hander's delivery is over the outside corner. Strike 2, 0-2. This is the, as they say, the old Billy Pierce, meaning the Pierce of year before last and before that. The 2-strike delivery on its way. Swung on, a fly ball foul down the right field line, out of play, dropping into the lower stands. Two men away now in the 7th. Pierce to the windup, and the pitch is swung on and fouled off, and the count remains 0-2. Again, Pierce is ready. Here's the pitch. Richardson swings and misses. Strike 3. And the side is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. It's been 3 up and 3 down for the Yankees over the last 3 innings. And counting the last man retired in the 4th, following a single by Hunt. 10 in a row that Pierce has retired. At the end of 7 innings, the White Sox, 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors. 5 left on. The Yankees, 1 run, 4 hits, no errors, and 4 men left on base. Grab yourself Ballantine Ale right now, will you? Made with Brewer's Gold. It's the genuine. As we glance at the scoreboard, Cleveland to Boston, Detroit to Baltimore, Kansas City to Washington, all rained out. And in the National League, Philadelphia at Los Angeles, Pittsburgh at San Francisco later starts. Cincinnati leads St. Louis 4-0 at the end of 3.5 innings. Jackson and McLeish. Beta Pinson got a grand slammer, 2nd of his career. Milwaukee at Chicago had gotten underway with Spahn and Hobby, but rain intervened in the first half of the first inning and eventually forced a postponement. Cleveland is at the stadium Tuesday night, Wednesday and Thursday afternoons. Then the Yankees hit the road. Right now we go to the 8th inning. Fox, Minoso, and Kluszewski coming up. Art Ditmar on the mound. Hector Lopez is in left field, having hit for Hunt, staying in the game. Ditmar's pitch to Nellie is inside, ball 1. Fox hit to the box, fly to left, grounded to 2nd. Here's the delivery, swung on and fouled off over in the Yankee dugout. 1 ball, 1 strike. McDougald shortened up at 3rd. Fox, of course, hits to all fields. Nellie backs out of there for a moment. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Ditmar. Look out. He's kicked by a curveball. Just barely nicked him. Just sort of grazed the shirt, and he's on. Fox is on, hit by a pitched ball. And now here's Minnie Minoso, who fouled the first, hit a home run, and struck out. Nobody out, Fox aboard. Ditmar pitches, Minoso swings and hits a slow roller to third. McDougald throws on to first base to Skowron, and he's safe. Moose off the bag. The throw, Moose shifted his feet and came off the bag. So it'll be an error charged on the play. Going to second was Fox. Let's see, now they call it a base hit. They call it a base hit for Minoso. So presumably Skowron didn't come off the bag, but Minoso beat the throw. Here's Ted Kluszewski. The pitch is low and inside. Ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. Kluszewski singled to center, lined to center, and grounded to first. 2 on and nobody out. 2-1 Chicago in the 8th inning. Ditmar delivers, swung on, and hit foul down the first base line. One strike. Big flew up. Ditmar into the stretch. Runners lead away. The pitch in there. Strike 2. 1-2. Off second, Minoso off first. The pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 3. Got Kluszewski on a change of pace. 4 strikeouts for Ditmar. Now Sherm Lollar, who grounded to third, walked and popped to second. Chicago. Fox leads off second, Minoso off first. Sherm Lollar, the batter. Esposito on deck. Ditmar to the stretch. The pitch to Lollar, change-up is in there, strike 1. Took a little off the fastball. Again, the stretch runners lead away. The pitch is low, and the count's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch to Lollar. Swung on, line drive over third for a base hit. Fox turns third, comes in to score. Minnie on his way to third, and he's in there with a slide. And it is 3-1 Chicago. Lollar lines a single to left to drive in the third Chicago run. And Minoso speeds into third. And Casey now is out of the dugout. Art Ditmar, who had pitched 3-hit ball over the first 6 innings, began to tire in the 7th with 1 out when he walked Smith and Landis and was reached for a hit by Pierce to drive in the second Chicago run. Had worked only 5 innings in any given appearance prior to today. All in relief. This was his first start. And so the bullpen now gets a call. Ditmar worked 7 1/3 innings, giving up 6 hits, walked 4, and struck out 4. Has been charged with 3 runs and is responsible for the 2 men aboard. Duke Moss is coming out of the bullpen. Sox will restore them to first place in the league. The Yankees were ahead of them before the start of the game today on percentage points, having played 2 games less, having won 10 and lost 5, while the White Sox have won 11 and lost 6. In a virtual tie for first, but on percentage points, the Yankees were ahead of them. Something had to give today, though. The Yankees had won 4 in a row, and the White Sox 3 in a row. The White Sox started poorly and then really swung in the other direction. They won 9 out of their last 11. The Cleveland Indians will be in to New York on Tuesday night and Wednesday and Thursday afternoons. Now Sam Esposito steps in. First time he's been at bat. He replaced Goodman field in the last of the 7th. It was in a similar situation in the 7th inning with 1 run in and runners on first and third and 1 out. The Ditmar induced Aparicio to ground into a double play. So Al Lopez, remembering that, may or may not put on some play. In other words, he may have Esposito trying to squeeze Minnie home, may have him swinging away. We'll see. Lollar's not a fast man on first. Minnie on third is fast. The pitch, there's the bunt, and they've got Minnie trapped. The throw to McDougald. And throw to Howard, and Minnie is being chased, and they throw to Kubek, and Minnie's out. Down to second goes Lollar. The play went Howard to McDougald to Howard to Kubek, with Lollar meantime reaching second on the attempted squeeze. Ball was missed at the strike. So Al Lopez did put something on, trying to beat a possible double play, trying to make sure of 1 run. But he has another runner in scoring position, and Esposito takes the curve now, low and outside. 1-1. 3-1 in favor of Chicago. That was a suicide squeeze, too. Minnie just broke. Kept on, instead of, taking the big lead, stopping and seeing if the ball is laid down. Here's the pitch, and it gets away from Howard, and there goes Lollar over to third, and he's there with a diving head-first slide. 2-1 count on Esposito. We are awaiting the official scorer's call. Count on Esposito. They scored as a wild pitch. Lollar on third. The windup by Moss, the pitch, and it's low. 3-1. Al Smith on deck. Now they've switched and called it a passed ball. A 3-1 count on Esposito. To the windup. Round comes the right arm. The pitch is bunted, and the runner, let's see, wait a minute now. It hit Esposito and then rolled out. It hit him in the face and then rolled out onto the field. There's no play. I think it hit him in right around the eye or face, and Ed Froelich, the trainer, comes out, and Al Lopez, but Esposito's all right. We're looking at the play, of course, from the back. We didn't see the ball spin off the bat, hit him in the face, and then rolled out. You could tell, though, almost immediately thereafter, the way McDougald sort of nonchalantly played it, and Lollar wasn't moving. And then the umpire almost at that time then signaled. Full count on Esposito. 2 away. Lollar on third, 1 in the 8th, 3-1 Chicago. A payoff pitch. swung on and hit foul out of play to the left of the plate.
.60 on the radio dial. This is WOKO, Albany, New York.
Moss to the windup, and the pitch swung on and popped up toward first. Skowron under the ball, waiting, and he's got it, and the side's retired. Esposito pops out to Skowron. 1 run for Chicago. 2 hits. No Yankee errors. 1 left on for the White Sox. At the end of 7.5 innings, Chicago 3, New York 1.
It's got that big taste, big ale taste. Oh, that Valentine ale with Brewer's Gold.
Oh, that Valentine. Yes, sir. We're all singing about Valentine ale these days. Hope you'll join us. That big, big taste is worth singing about. It's a pleasure to quench your thirst anytime with Valentine ale. But, you know, if you want to taste this ale at its best, see what it can do for steak or chicken or lobster at mealtime. You'll really agree Valentine ale is more than a thirst quencher, different than any beer. Try Valentine ale with Brewer's Gold real soon. In the last half of the 8th inning, Andy Carey is coming up to bat for Duke Moss. Andy Carey is 0-for-1 this season. Tony Kubek on deck and Gil McDougald to follow.
Batting for Moss, number 6, Andy Carey.
White Sox 3, Yankees 1 in the 8th. Billy Pierce into the windup. And the pitch. Swung on, hit. Foul, foul down the third base line. Just barely foul. One strike to count on Andy. Was so close it scorched the bag going by. Here's the 1-strike pitch. Curveball over, strike 2. Came in high, started in high, and then dropped in. 0-2 on Andy. No balls, 2 strikes. Esposito guarding that third base line. The windup by the left-hander, the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Andy Carey hitting for Duke Moss, strikes out. Pierce didn't waste any time with him, recording his strikeout, which is the 4th and 2 in a row. Struck him out on 3 pitches. Now Tony Kubek, who opened the game with a single to center, popped out to Aparicio twice since. Pierce ready, delivers, and it is inside, ball 1. 3-1 White Sox. Last of the 8th. The 1-0 pitch. Kubek's taking it. It's in there. Strike 1. 1-1. Game being played in a drizzle. Now the next offering. In there, strike 2, 1-2. And Pierce is gaining strength as the game nears its conclusion. He's retired 11 in a row. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3, and 3 strikeouts in a row. And boy, is he putting on a show. Finishing with a flourish. In a row, he's retired. The last man in the 4th, and we're playing in the last of the 8th. Gil McDougald flied to left, struck out, and grounded to 3rd. Starting to drizzle a little harder now, and the wind is sweeping it right into the seats. I mean, into the seats that are recessed under the upper deck. Pitch to Gil. Ball. A little high. 1 ball, no strikes. The 1-0 pitch. Over, strike 1, 1-1. The veteran Billy Pierce swings to the windup. Here's the pitch, and it's into the dirt. Bounces by Lollar. 2-1 count. Making his 4th start. He's won 2 and lost 1. He's taken up the slack occasioned by early wins. Early failures. Last year, Billy had an in-and-out season. He won 14, but lost 15. The 2-1 pitch to Gil. Hits outside, ball 3, 3-1. He works fast, as does Ditmar. 3 balls, 1 strike. Now the 3-1 pitch to McDougald. Swung on, grounded to short. Aparicio up with it. Throws on to Kluszewski, and the side's retired. 4th consecutive inning in which Billy Pierce has retired the Yankees in order. He's retired 13 men in a row. 14 out of the last 15. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. Let's see now. 3, 6, 9, 12. He's retired 13 in a row. 14 out of the last 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 before that. That'd be 19 out of the last 20, is that right? He's retired 19 men out of the last 20. How about that? We pause for station identification.
1460 on the radio dial. This is WOKO, Albany, New York. 11 minutes after the hour of 4 o'clock.
Johnny James is coming in to pitch the 9th inning. Moss worked 2/3 of an inning.
Now pitching for the Yankees, number 53, Johnny.
Didn't allow any hits, no walks, strikeouts, no runs. While Moss only pitched to 1 batter, yet he achieved 2 outs because on the bunt effort, Minoso was trapped. And then he proceeded then to retire Esposito. In the American League, no games, all rained out. Cleveland at Boston, Detroit at Baltimore, Kansas City at Washington. In the National League, Cincinnati 5, St. Louis nothing, under 6 innings. McLeish against Jackson. Beta Pinson hit a grand slam homer, and Gonzalez hit a singleton. Milwaukee at Chicago with Spahn and Hobby. Rained out in the 1st inning. Philadelphia at Los Angeles, Pittsburgh at San Francisco, later starts. Johnny James faces Al Smith in the 9th inning, 3-1 White Sox. Little right-hander's pitch, high, ball 1. James in his 3rd relief appearance. No wins or losses. Worked 1 inning against Baltimore and 2 against Baltimore. From Pacific Palisades, California. The pitch to Al Smith is low, ball 2. 2-0. Smith, Landis, and Pierce, the bottom 3rd of the order. And the bottom 3rd of the order changed the ball game around the 7th inning with the score tied Ditmar himself tiring, walked Smith and Landis, and Pierce singled Smith home. The 2-0 pitch, swung on, fouled off upstairs, strike one. Then in the 8th, Fox was hit by a pitched ball. Minoso had an infield hit that moved Fox to second. And Lollar lined a single left to score Fox. Minoso had homered in the 4th. The Yankees got their run in the 1st inning, and a single by Kubek, a walk to Maris, and Skowron's double. Now the pitch, outside, ball 3. The Yankees got the bases loaded, but Ken Hunt, with 2 outs, struck out. And since that 1st inning, the Yankees have had just 2 base runners. Here's the pitch, way outside. That ball is ball 4. Howard, forgetting that Smith walking, turns first, and Smith goes on to second. Howard with a mental lapse. Ball bounced in the dirt and rolled to the backstop. Howard turned around to Jim Huntington to get a new ball. And suddenly, Moose came tearing and hollering, "Go get it." It was ball 4, and Smith reaches second on a walk. That's something you rarely ever see. Now Jim Landis is at bat. Landis took a 3rd strike, fouled to first, and drew a walk. Al Smith reaches second on a base on balls. The pitch is low and inside for a ball. We'll get the official scorer's verdict in a moment. They could leave it just as a wild pitch because the ball hit way outside and rolled back. It's more of an error of omission on the part of Howard. The pitch is over for a strike, 1-1. But we'll see how they call it officially. They're having a discussion. The 4th ball was actually a wild pitch, but had Howard hustled back for it, it wouldn't have been anything, just ball 4. But his sudden mental blackout, and he just reached around for the umpire for a new ball, could be considered an error of omission. The pitch to Landis, he started to bunt, takes it inside. Ball 2, 2-1. However, they may look at it another way. They're still discussing it. I'm just wondering, 2 balls, 1 strike. They've given Howard an error. The pitch swung on, fouled off upstairs. A 2-2 count. Two balls, 2 strikes. And that becomes the first error of the game. Johnny James delivers, swung on a ground ball to short. Smith holds second. Kubek throws on to first, and Landis is retired. Now Billy Pierce, who lined to left, grounded to first, broke the tie with a run-producing single in the 7th, and really has pitched tremendous ball today. His only tough inning was the first one. He gave up 2 hits and 2 walks, got out of it with 1 run and 3 left on. And since then, Richardson singled in the 2nd, and Hunt in the 4th. Pitch to Billy, low for a ball. They're the only 2 Yankees that have gotten on. Retired the Yankees in order in the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th innings. The pitch swung on, hit to the box. Smith holds second. James throws over to Skowron for the 2nd out. And here's Luis Aparicio. Fly to center, walk, grounded to 3rd, and grounded to 2nd. I was just checking here. Since the 1st inning, only only 2 men out of 22 have reached base, and one of those was erased in a double play. So you can say 1 out of the last 21, or 2 out of the last 22 have gotten on for New York. Aparicio lifts a high pop-up. Kubek drifts over toward the third baseline, makes the catch in short left, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left on. At the end of 8.5 innings, Chicago 3, New York 1. Do you know what really makes Ballantine ale more than a thirst quencher? You'll find a lot of difference in the brewing of Ballantine ale, of course, but the one big difference that adds to your enjoyment of this ale is Brewer's Gold. Now, this is a rare strain of hops grown and sun-ripened in the Golden West and used exclusively in Ballantine's own true ale recipe. You discover Brewer's Gold as soon as you take your first swallow of Ballantine ale, because it's Brewer's Gold that gives this ale its big taste. So by all means, quench your thirst anytime with Ballantine ale, but if you really want to enjoy the big difference in taste that comes from Brewer's Gold, try Ballantine ale with any of your favorite meals. Then you'll see what a difference an ale makes. Ballantine ale with Brewer's Gold. Last half of the 9th inning. White Sox leading 3-1. Mantle, Maris, and Skowron coming up for New York. Billy Pierce, who has retired 13 in a row and has permitted but 2 men in the last 22 to get aboard. All set to work. Mantle grounded to short, third and short. 12-game hitting streaks on the line. Swings and misses, strike 1. Balls, 1 strike. Pierce ready, and the pitch. Swung on, bounced over third, down the left field line for a base hit. Mantle turns first. He's heading for second. Minoso throws into Aparicio. It's a double for Mantle. The 13th consecutive game which Mantle has hit safely. He bounced the ball over the head of Sam Esposito. Roger Maris, who walked line to right and grounded to first, steps up. Chicago 3, New York 1. Pierce to the windup and the pitch. Swung on the base hit into right center field. Mantle turns third, comes in to score. Maris holds it first, and it's 3-2. And out of the dugout comes Al Lopez. As Roger Maris drives in his 18th run. With Skowron coming up, Al Lopez is out of the dugout. And we're going to have a new pitcher. Jerry Staley is, I believe, is that Staley? Yes, Jerry Staley. Jerry Staley coming in to relieve. He of the famed sinker ball. Al Lopez didn't want to have anybody coming in that might come up high with a pitch. The object, of course, is to keep the tying run from getting around. The runner on first, nobody out. Staley is a sinker ball specialist. He throws knucklers and curves and fastball. If he tries to set you up for the sinker, hoping you'll hit it on the ground and start a double play. 3-2 Chicago. 9th inning. Staley to the stretch. And the pitch. Swung on, lined out into right center for a base hit. Maris turns second. Smith chasing the ball. Here comes Maris around third. And he holds up. He holds up at third on a double by Skowron. Maris was held at third on Skowron's double to right center. Now Casey goes out to talk to Elston Howard. Howard drew an intentional walk in the first inning, grounded to short, and fouled out to first. The infield is in for play at the plate. Maris on third, Skowron on second, and Howard up. And they're going to put him on. He's to get an intentional walk with a tying and winning runs in scoring position. Howard is getting the intentional pass. Hector Lopez is due up next, and Casey calls him over to talk to him. It appeared that Maris might have come on around to have scored the tying run, but they held him up, and so now the bases are loaded as Howard walks. And Hector Lopez, the batter. He hit for Ken Hunt in the seventh inning and flied to left. Chicago 3, New York 2, and time has been called by Casey Stengel. Casey asks for time. He's going to get calls Ralph Houck over. A runner for Howard, maybe, I don't know. Maris is on third, Skowron on second, Howard on first. There'll be a runner. Clete Boyer running for Howard. Meantime, Staley's getting a few more warm-up pitches. And so we're ready to continue. Now the White Sox infield is still in. In other words, they hope to go from the infield on a ground ball to the plate and first base and still hold the lead and hope to get the next man. Hector Lopez up. 3-2 Chicago. The windup by Jerry Staley and the pitch. It's low, ball one. He's keeping that ball low. Staley to the windup, and the pitch to Lopez over the outside corner for a strike, 1-1. Crosetti goes over to talk to Maris. Skowron on second, Boyer at first, running for Howard. The infield in. 3-2 Chicago. Jerry Staley's pitch. Outside, ball 2, 2-1. Two balls, one strike.
.60 on the radio dial. That's the WOKO, Albany, New York.
And it's ball 3 inside, 3-1. The rain is coming down. The count 3-1 on Hector Lopez. Maris on third, Skowron on second. Boyer on first, running for Howard. Infield in, 3-2 Chicago. The windup, the 3-1 pitch. Swung on a little roller towards third. The play is in the plate, and they got Maris. And the bases remain loaded, and one out. 3-2 Chicago. A little roller down toward third. Esposito threw in the Lollar, and Maris is forced at the plate. And Bobby Richardson is the batter. And so Jerry Staley, who was one pitch away from forcing in the tying run, gets Lopez on a little roller to third, who threw Esposito through to the plate to force Maris. And the White Sox now have one out, bases loaded. And Richardson is being recalled, and we'll see who will hit for him. possibly Yogi. Yogi Berra is coming out of the dugout. Coming up to bat for Bobby Richardson. Well, the Yankees, who are trailing 3-2 with nobody out and the bases loaded, still are trailing 3-2 with one out and the bases loaded. Skowron on third, Boyer on second, and Lopez on first. And now Fox is back deep. We're going to have a runner for Skowron, and it'll be Joe DeMaestri. DeMaestri to run for Skowron. Fox is back deep to protect against the right side with Esposito and Aparicio in close. Kluszewski in close. So it'll take a long fly to get the tying run home. Jerry Staley in relief of Billy Pierce. Into the windup. Runners lead away. The pitch to Berra. Swung on. Little roller down toward first. Kluszewski throws into the plate. 2 outs. How about that? They got 2 men at home now. And it's still 3-2 Chicago. As Berra grounded to Kluszewski, who threw to the plate. And now, with the bases loaded and 2 outs, the pitcher's due up. And so the Yankees, who had all the chance in the world to tie the score and win it, now will be lucky, let us say, if they get the tying run home. Jerry Staley has induced the last 2 batters with the bases loaded to force the tying run at the plate. And he had a 3-1 count on Hector Lopez with the bases loaded and nobody out, and has gotten the next 2 men. So it's been a dramatic game. And Kent Hadley is coming up to hit for Johnny James. Thus, the situation has been reduced now to anything but an out to tie the score, whereas the score could have been tied on a fly ball. But now, with Kent Hadley coming up, there are 2 away, and the White Sox leading 3-2. Kent Hadley coming up. Boyer on third, Lopez on second, and Berra on first, and 2 away. Jerry Staley, after giving up a double to the Moose and an intentional walk to Howard, has just been tremendous. 2 outs, 3 on, 3-2 Chicago. 9th inning. The windup by Staley. The pitch to Hadley. Swung on and foul back. Strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. Infield back now at normal depth. Jerry Staley to the windup. In comes the pitch to Hadley. Swings and fouls it off. Strike 2. Back of third. No balls, 2 strikes. The veteran Jerry Staley, the spotlight on him now. 2 strikes on Kent Hadley. 3 on, 2 out in the 9th. He's into the windup. Here's the pitch to Hadley. And it is outside for a ball, 1-2. Mighty close. 1 ball and 2 strikes. A 1-2 count. He ain't going to see much to hit at, I'll bet you. And the pitch. And Hadley swings and bounces it down to Fox. Fox loses the ball, and he's safe at first. And the tying run scores. Safe at first when Fox couldn't handle the ball. And it's a tie ball game. For the bases loaded. It's a base hit for Hadley. A tie ball game finally at 3-3 on a ground ball, which Fox, going far to his left, he slipped and trying to handle the ball. It rolled out of the glove, and he couldn't make the play in time. So Lopez moves to third, Berra to second, as Boyer scored. And here's Tony Kubek, who singled, popped to short twice, and struck out. 3-3, 2 outs. Tony Kubek up, 2 down. Staley to the windup, and the pitch to Kubek. Swung on to line drive to right. Smith there, and takes it, and we go into extra innings. Kubek lines out to Smith. 2 runs for New York in the last of the 9th. 4 hits, no errors for the White Sox, and 3 Yankees left on. And at the end of 9 innings of play, it's 3-3. Chicago 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors. 7 left on. The Yankees 3 runs, 8 hits, 1 error, and 7 men left on base. So the folks who were getting ready to leave sit back down again. And while it's raining, we're going to have some changes. Kent Hadley will, of course, go in at first base. And now, in the last of the 9th, to recap it, Mantle, with the Yankees trailing 3-1, led off with a double. And Maris promptly, on the first pitch, singled him home. That signaled the end for Billy Pierce, who had pitched tremendous ball. Then Skowron greeted Jerry Staley with a double to right center. Maris, it appeared, might have scored, but they held him up at third, and then in the light of later events, it looked as if he had never, or anybody else scored, even tied the game. For Howard was purposely passed. Boyer went in to run for him. And Hector Lopez, with a count of 3 balls and 1 strike, and the bases loaded and nobody out, topped the sinker toward third, and Esposito threw to the plate to force Maris. And with the bases remaining loaded, DeMaestri had gone in to run for Skowron. Berra batted for Richardson, and he grounded to first. The throw went into the plate. It was a slow roller, no chance of the double play. And another force out at home. Then Hadley hit for James and reached first base when Nellie Fox could not handle his grounder, slipping as he went over in behind first base. And Hadley was safe at first. Boyer scored, and the game was tied up. And that's the way she goes. Now Fred Kipp comes on to pitch for New York. Joe DeMaestri goes out to play second base in place of Richardson, for whom Berra hit. Yogi is going to stay in and catch. Boyer ran for him. That means Berra will hit in the 8th spot in the order because he batted for Richardson. And DeMaestri will hit in Skowron's spot, which is 4th in the order, since he ran for Skowron. And Fred Kipp, you see, Hadley is staying in to play first. So we have to find a place now to put Fred Kipp. We'll put him in Elston Howard's spot. Boyer went in to run for Howard, so Kipp will bat 5th. And before we go to the 10th inning, we'll pause for station identification.
You are tuned to 1460 on the radio dial. This is WOKO, Albany, New York. 19 minutes before the hour of 5 o'clock.
Kip comes in to pitch as we go to the 10th inning, and for the White Sox, it's Nellie Fox leading off, Minnie Minoso on deck, and Ted Kluszewski to follow, unless the situation demands Roy Sievers in there for Kluszewski. Fox hit to the box, fly to left, grounded to second, hit by pitched ball. Batting .288. Lopez in left, Mantle in center, Maris in right, McDougald short, McDougald third, Kubek short, DeMaestri second, Hadley first. The pitch to Fox. Swung on, a ground ball hit to short, Kubek up with it, throws on to Hadley, one away. Now Minnie Minoso, who homered in the 4th inning after having fouled out to first, struck out and beat out a roller to third. Fred Kipp, the 6'3", 198-pounder from Kansas. His 4th relief appearance is neither won nor lost. The Yankees bought his contract from the Dodgers. Minnie digs in. He'll be taking the full swing. Fred Kipp into the windup. Around comes the left arm. The pitch swung on, hit foul down the right field line, out of play. Strike one. Was taken off the hook. And Pierce, too, by the 9th inning rally. Here's the pitch to Minnie. Change up, and it's in nicely. Strike two. That ball floated up there. Two-strike pitch to Minoso. Inside, ball one. The 1-2 pitch to Minnie. Low into the dirt, and Kipp slips down. He took a long stride and stepped into the wet grass, and his feet went right out from under him. A 2-2 count on Minoso. A 2-2 count on Minnie. Kipped into the windup, and the pitch swung on, hit back through the middle into center for a base hit. Mantle comes in and had to pick the ball up after it stopped its roll. And here is Kluszewski coming up. One on and one out in the 10th inning. Sherm Lollar on deck. Berra catching, DeMaestri at second. Hadley at first, and Kipp on the mound. The changes in the first of the 10th for New York. The left-hander to the stretch. The pitch to Klue. High, ball one. No strikes. Here's the pitch. That's low outside, ball two, 2-0. 2-0 the count on Kluszewski. Single to center, line to center, grounded to first, struck out. Minoso leading away from first. And the pitch. Strike called, curveball, 2-1. One count on Klu. Minnie leading away. Throw over to first. Minoso's back. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on line to right field for a base hit. Minoso will go to third. He turns second. On his way, Maris tossing it back in to DeMaestri, and there are runners on first and third, and one out, and Casey out of the dugout. Ted Kluszewski lines a single to right, sending Minoso to third. And Jim Rivera will go in to run for Kluszewski. Jim Rivera goes in to run for Ted Kluszewski. Fred Kipp, who came in the 10th with one out, gives up hits to Minoso and Kluszewski. Sherm Lollar will be the first batter the new pitcher will face.
Number 7, Jim Rivera.
So this game has become a real Donnybrook. Looking toward the bullpen. That Jim Coates is coming in. Jim Coates coming in the 10th with one out. Fred Kipp worked a third of an inning, allowed 2 hits, and is responsible in the earned run averages for the men aboard, and also be the pitcher of record should the White Sox score and the Yankees fail to do so, or the White Sox go ahead with a sufficient number of runs to beat the Yankees here in the 10th. He would be the pitcher of record for the loss. The rain's pretty widespread today. It's been raining here for, I'd say from about the middle of the game on. Sherm Lollar now steps in as the White Sox slash right back with one away. Singles by Minoso and Kluszewski have put runners on first and third. Jim Rivera has gone in to run for Klu. Infield back. Lollar at bat, right-hand hitter. He singled in the 8th to drive in a run. Coates to the stretch. Here's the pitch. It's outside, ball 1. Lollar grounded to third, walked, popped to second, and single to left. Speed on the bases and power at the plate. One out. Coates pitches, and Lollar takes it low for ball 2, 2-0. Again, the stretch by Coates. Runners lead away from first and third. The pitch. There goes Rivera. The ball is hit out towards second. Backhanded by DeMaestri. The throw to first not in time. Minoso scores, and it is 4-3 in favor of Chicago. Al Lopez had him running. That ball is hit through the middle. DeMaestri made a nice stop of the ball in behind second, but had no steam behind his throw to first. And Lollar is credited with a single and a run batted in. Runners on first and second, one out. And the Sox are out in front 4-3 with Sam Esposito stepping up. He took over for Goodman in the seventh inning. Grounded to second and popped out to first. One down. Jim Coates delivers, and Esposito takes it inside. Ball one. Sherm Lollar driving in 2 runs in the game, 9 for the season. Minoso leads the team with 17 RBIs. Al Smith has 10. Severs 11. Jim Coates ready, and the pitch. High and inside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. White Sox back out in front again in the 10th inning, 4-3, 1 out and 2 on. Jim Rivera taking a good lead off second. Lollar off first. 2-0 pitch. In there, strike one, 2-1. Jim Rivera, who might take off and go to third, you never can tell with him. The stretch by Coates. And the pitch. Outside for ball 3. 3-1. Al Smith is on deck. A 3-1 count. Rivera taking a bigger lead off second. Lollar off first. 1 out. The 3-1 pitch to Esposito. In there, strike 2, full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Jim Rivera on second. Sherm Lollar on first. We'll watch them, see whether they're going or not. 1 out, the stretch. There they go. The pitch swung on. It's a high pop foul. McDougald and Yogi makes the catch. Over near the White Sox dugout. Runners retreat, of course. 2 outs, and the batter's Al Smith, who grounded to third, popped out in front of the plate, and walked twice. Jim Landis on deck. Al Smith stepping in. Rivera on second, Lollar on first. 2 down, 1 in the 10th inning, 4-3, Chicago. Jim Coates to his stretch. And the pitch to Smith is in there. Strike 1, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Runners leading away. Coates' pitch swung on. There's a looper out over second, and it'll drop for a base hit. Rivera rounds third, comes in to score, and it's 5-3 Chicago. Al Smith drops a Texas League single into right center. Scoring, Jim Rivera, who had gone in to run for Ted Kluszewski. Both those runs charged to Fred Kipp. Lollar stops at second. And now it is 5-3 Chicago, with Jim Landis coming up. He struck out, fouled out to first, walked, and grounded to short. So the White Sox are back in possession of their 2-run lead. Coates' delivery in there for a strike. Lollar on second, Smith on first. Now the pitch to Landis. Swung on. There's a drive to deep right field. That ball is going, gone. A home run for Jim Landis. Scoring Lollar and Smith ahead of him. And it is a 5-run 10th inning for Chicago. And they lead 8-3. 3 runs, of course, being charged to Jim Coates. Jim Landis riding a pitch to the opposite field, into the right field seats. 5 runs in the 10th inning. And the White Sox lead 8-3. And now here's Jerry Staley, who is the recipient of those 5 runs. Jerry Staley coming to bat. He's been up at bat twice this year. Pitch is inside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. A 1-0 count on Staley. Jim Coates delivers, and it's low, ball 2. The 5th home run hit off Jim Coates. Jim's pitch in there for a strike, 2-1. 5 hits in this inning by the White Sox, with the smasher, the 3-run homer by Jim Landis, frosting on the cake after the White Sox had gone ahead 5-3. The pitch in there for a strike. It's now 8-3 in favor of Chicago. Jerry Staley, who took over for Pierce in the 9th, at bat with a 2-2 count. Now the pitch. It's outside, ball 3, 3-2. Full count on Staley. He's the 8th man to come up in the inning. The payoff pitch. Swung on and fouled off to the right of the plate in the upper deck. Count remains 3-2. The defending champions in the American League slashing back with a 5-run 10th inning. The 3-2 pitch. It's in there, called strike 3, and the side's retired. 5 runs for Chicago. 5 hits. No Yankee errors and no one left on. With 1 out, Fred Kipp had come in to pitch, got Fox on a grounder to short. Minoso singled to center, went to third, and Kluszewski singled to right. That was all for Kipp. In came Jim Coates. Lollar singled through the middle, Minoso scoring. And with 2 outs, Smith dumped a single to right, scoring Rivera, who was running for Kluszewski, and then Landis sliced a 3-run homer into the right field seats. Before we go to the last of the 10th inning, how about going into the kitchen, getting a bottle of that Ballantine ale with a big, big taste. Discover its refreshing, satisfying goodness. Now to the last of the 10th, Earl Torgeson playing first base for the White Sox, and Gil McDougald at bat. Jerry Staley in relief of Billy Pierce pitching to Gil McDougald, who takes ball 1. Gil flied to left, struck out, grounded to third, and grounded to short. Mantle on deck and Maris to follow. The White Sox came up to the big 5 in the 10th inning. Out in front, 8-3. Staley delivers. Gil takes a strike, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on, little roller. Staley up with it, throws on to first, 1 away. He's got that sinker down to perfection. Here's Mantle, who started the Yankees off in the 9th inning with a double. Grounded to short, third, and short prior thereto. Extending his hitting streak to 13 in a row.
1460 on the radio dial. This is WOKO, Albany, New York.
There's a strike. 0-1. Now the pitch, swung on, lined into center for a base hit by Mantle. Landis tossing back into Fox. And here's Roger Maris, who walked, line to right, grounded to first, and single to left center. The pitch to Maris is outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Vallo is out on deck to hit for DeMaistre. Maris takes a strike over the inside corner, 1-1. 8-3 White Sox, 10th inning. The pitch to Maris, swung on. There's a high drive into right center. Smith moves over, gets under it, and makes the catch. There are 2 down. And Elmer Vallo coming up will hit for DeMaistre. Elmer Vallo. 0-3. Jerry Staley in position to be credited with the win and still has a chance to preserve his spotless earned run average. Delivers to Vallo over the outside corner for a strike. Since the 2 runs in the 9th were charged to Pierce, first 2 men up in the inning got aboard. Now the delivery outside, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. Two men down. Staley's pitch swung on and grounded foul past Ralph Hout, coaching at first. The 1-2 delivery, high and away, 2-2. The White Sox will be back at Yankee Stadium on Monday night, June 6th. Tuesday afternoon, the 7th. Wednesday night, the 8th, and Thursday afternoon, the 9th. They got a 4-game series in here in June. The pitch to Vallo, swung on, popped foul, coming back and out of play. Two balls, 2 strikes. Ready, and the delivery swung on and foul back out of play into the mezzanine. Here's Staley's pitch, swung on and popped up. Fox getting under it, waiting, and the ball game's over, and the White Sox win it 8-3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. The totals, the White Sox, 8 runs, 11 hits, no errors, and 7 men left on base. The Yankees, 3 runs, 9 hits, 1 error, and 8 men left on base. Jerry Staley, the winning pitcher, and Fred Kipp, the loser. Billy Pierce went 8 innings and pitched brilliant baseball after the first inning when the Yankees got 1 run on 2 hits and left the bases loaded. The next 22 men came to bat, only 2 of them got on base. He retired the Yankees in order in the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th innings. And then in the 9th inning, Mantle opened with a double, and Maris singled him home. And Pierce went out, and Staley came on, and Skowron doubled Maris to third, and after an intentional pass to Howard had loaded the bases, Staley then turned on that sinker. Resulted in 2 top rollers that resulted in 2 force outs at the plate, and Hadley got a scratch hit that enabled the tying run to come in. And then in the 10th inning, the White Sox went to work.